So you ask yourself the question, your loved one, your schnitzel, your desired partner, the person who is so dear to your heart or still in your heart. In general, you ask yourself the question, is he still occupied with me at all? Am I still somewhere in his emotions, thoughts, or has he perhaps completely moved on from me? Is it just a game for him? Is there something you might say to yourself, somehow he is inscrutable, or you don't even know what you currently see in him, his current behavior? Whether it really is as you see it, or what exactly is going on inside him. Maybe you can no longer assess him. There is something you can no longer grasp from him or from her. And now we will take a look. We capture the energy of the present and take a look, ask the question whether he is still thinking about you at all. If there is still something, or if he has completely moved on. Dear ones, we are a collective. Person cards are gender neutral, and a collective reading, I always want to emphasize, cannot apply to everyone. But it is also the case that collective readings are about seeing the bigger picture, yes. But individual details may not fit your situation. Therefore, always pick out what resonates with you, what fits your situation. Especially the person cards, please always adapt them for yourself. As I said, we are in a collective. I have to frame the whole thing in a broader, more general way. And now a very, very warm, loving hello. You are so wonderfully kind and loving. Thank you again for your warmth in your heartfelt comments. And now we have so much warmth here and a very warm hug to you all. You are truly, truly amazing. You are so wonderful with what you always give me in the comments. Because with all your being, I feel each and every one of you in the comments. What moves you? What is really behind it? And also the joy when meetings take place again, which I also find beautiful, but that was in personal readings. What we have repeatedly seen in the consultations, what was also in the spreads, what was also contained there. And the wedding, something is happening there. And yes, and now I have received the information that the wedding is really planned, which was a total surprise. And now there's really a wedding date, also where she no longer believed it would happen. And I was so incredibly happy, really. I was as excited as a schnitzel. I always feel so truly connected with you, both here in the collective and in the personal readings. And yes, so I'm always totally fired up and full of energy and enthusiasm. Yes, and I won't let any of you down. So that's not the case at all. So my dear ones, let's take a look now. Oh, and a very, very big thank you to all the new channel members or those who have rejoined. And of course, you all go back into the draw as well. And many, many thanks for choosing to become a channel member. So I've been chatting quite a bit here, but now let's get started. So the energy, the question, is he still thinking about you? Is he still occupied with you? Are there still emotions directed towards you? Are you still a topic in his heart? Exactly, I'm taking that question now. Are you still a topic with the people close to your heart? So, well, it already looks quite good. We already have the world. So with the world, there is, yes, we already have a bit of delay in it. Yes, a bit like a scatterbrain professor. Maybe right here, rigidity and isolation are shown. So those are his themes, the delay. Something is here, something that concerns him, that moves him. But he has begun the start of a journey. When I say journey, I don't mean he's going on vacation somewhere, but really a journey into lightness. And here we have the theme of relationship concerning unity. We are in the energy with him and with you. And it's about lightness. Something is holding him back here, which is currently also blocking the lightness. Something is not right, but it definitely concerns the relationship because there's quite a bit going on inside him and he has begun a journey. How the journey is, what it includes, the path he is on. We will now take a closer look at what kind of journey it is and what the goal is of the journey. So, well, it's off to a good start. We have Four of Cups with the Four of Cups. It is shown that your loved one is already in retreat and yet feels a connection. We are here on a journey and here we have some self-reflection. And it goes into this deepening, partly a bit of apathy involved. Maybe also a bit of sulking too. A little bit, still wearing blinders, closing off. So we already have this area. Maybe also a bit defiant, like in a defiance culture, but we already have the theme of love being shown, which occupies him or her. Truly a theme or the theme of love. So then we also have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, it also concerns you now that he maybe showed a bit of this coldness towards you as well. Was influenced by one thing or another, but sees in you, also feels in you, that he hasn't given you everything, and maybe now he has. In this phase that he is in, because he might not be able to assess you as well anymore, maybe he picked up on something, or it's his fears that you have completely moved into independence. And that you are solution-oriented. You were and you are. It occupies his mind, and that is what is going on inside him, because he somehow already sees you in the area of relationship. Partner. That is his issue. So let me say, you definitely occupy his thoughts. But how exactly? Now let's take a deeper look to see exactly what's going on and being shown. Oh, no. So for one, I can already tell you right away. If your heart and person have said to you, no, I can't love, I don't love you, I'm not ready for it now, I can't enter a relationship, relationships are not for me, I want everything to be easy, breezy, fluffy. Oh, now I've already drawn one too many, no matter. Then I can already tell you, that's not true. No, that's definitely not true. That's definitely not true. He definitely can't properly categorize you here anymore. So, my dear ones, I have to tell you, this reading is fascinating. Your beloved person.
You definitely keep him occupied. Absolutely, absolutely sure. Above all, he is occupied with the topic of love, and his topic of jealousy. What he is currently occupied with, whether you are still a topic for your loved one, definitely yes. The topic is also outside what he notices outside. Let's say a buddy is in a relationship. It might not have bothered him much before that the buddy didn't have time and such. But now he says to himself, okay, if my friend doesn't have time here, no problem. Then I'll just do something with someone else, or go there, or do something alone. No problem. So, and now it's no longer such a non-issue for him, and that has passed him by, switched. But now it's the issue. That he says, wow, somehow, I would also like to have that now. But he is startled by himself, because he says, what's going on now? Or has Hasbuxan ham activity. with someone else who says, hey, we've always done this, great, super, fantastic, maybe soccer, maybe cars, something, whatever, some hobby he pursues. It could also be the gym. These are just examples. Something he does or is invited somewhere. Then suddenly there's always this surprise moment, suddenly surprised that I have attained. Comes this very brief moment, wow, it would also be great with you if you were here now. Or with you, no, not going away, just being together with you, doing something different. Then we have again this very brief, I always have this. So briefly, this tension, this cramping. Like, wow, what's happening to me now? This being startled by oneself. Because he is now in an area where he goes more into emotions, into these feelings, and completely lays aside this superficiality for himself. Because this superficiality, that's nothing anymore. Maybe he has been fooling himself all this time. He has deceived himself. He lied to himself. When he said, surely lied maybe, but to himself, oh, love, everything is complicated. No, I don't need love at all because buddies and this and back and forth, spending money, going on vacations or whatever, that's all great. But now the tide is turning because I have the walls here in multiple forms. All a person dear to the heart, namely completely, goes into self-reflection, which we also saw earlier. And the journey has begun. This is the journey to oneself, to what he truly wants. And above all, the journey to love. And what still occupies him is that maybe he heard or noticed something outside, but it's also his sometimes so wrong thoughts, wrong assumptions too. Like this, yes, a little bit stubborn. Then maybe also this, no, I don't want to, but this, I don't want to. He is now completely giving up this stubbornness. Because your beloved is now coming to this realization, yes, great. But if there's no one else with you, what is she doing? Maybe he noticed something or suspects something. Because the way you are, you look beautiful from your personality. He also sees your personality, how you are. And he knows, wow, she can really have anyone. She's definitely going away. Now the weather is great or it's super whatever. No matter if the weather is great or not. Great. You go out. Maybe you do that. And you're not such a couch potato. But you go out into the public and that unsettles him. That's what's currently going on inside him. And there we have quite vehemently that he is occupied with it. Is someone hitting on you? Is someone flirting with you? Do you respond because he knows you are a friendly person? You are open-minded, you are friendly. And those are the areas that concern him? Or is she now concerned about you? What are you doing? What are you doing in your domestic area? Who is hanging around in your environment? Who is in your circle? With whom do you have contact? Because he currently doesn't know anything anymore? He is completely uncertain, actually. Basically, he has always unsettled you. Maybe he always parked you in the waiting room and provided you with piles of newspapers, coffee, tea, water, cookies, and sandwiches. And he always left you in uncertainty. And now the tables have turned. Now your counterpart is in uncertainty. He or she has the fears. He no longer really knows, actually, where to, in which direction. Or rather, he now already knows in which direction, but that where he was in between was in this area where he didn't know, at this crossroads, left or right. The old things I always did, hey, party hard, or anything else, just not this committed relationship or another relationship. And this crossroads in which he has been until some time ago, the tables have now turned there. When I say some time ago now, let's say if I take the combination, some time ago, that must have been quite recently. So I don't have it that he's been in this area for a few months already, that he now knows the direction he's going. No, because dragged on for a long time, but maybe I have the distance, I don't know, the last days, weeks, let's assume weeks. And there, at this crossroads, he now knows where the journey is going. And the journey has begun. He has not yet arrived at his journey. He has just begun his journey, but he already knows the destination of his journey. And the destination is, in fact, this heart connection that is you. That is the closeness. Because he also feels the closeness. He also has longing. But I really have here in this area, this missing, he misses you. Truly, the missing, no matter what has been, whether you, yes, maybe talked a little too much or interrupted or were clumsy. So everything that might have been there, where it might have been said well, or maybe you wrote a lot back then or didn't know. Yes, do I want pizza or do I want lasagna or do I actually want Chinese? What was your uncertainty? Now decide, please, something like that, just taken as an example again. Now he's like, says, God, how I actually miss that now. How I miss that. And these are always the moments that come now. I'm not saying nonstop. But he's no longer in the area where he brushes everything off and says no, like those brief thoughts, poof. Then we push everything away again. No, I have more, that it becomes more intense. In the area concerning thoughts, that he moves more towards the heart area and also follows this path because he knows love is something beautiful. Love, he wants to live love. He now knows his journey. His destination is happiness, the connection, the union with you, and the journey now first goes into communication with you. There it is also like this in thoughts. What I then saw as a heart person, see, lie, see, no matter. In his mind, he told you that he loves you. Because in his thoughts, he also hears from you the words, I love you. That's what's going on inside him. He can't quite conform to this change because he sees himself as soft, as fragile. Where he then says to himself, say, well, now I'll open a beer. What's all this nonsense here? This romantic nonsense here. And then I always have this brief moment, this like, no, and now more than ever, now there's a beer or another one or whatever, or something else, something masculine. But he is increasingly coming into this connection, into the solution. He knows the solution that is love, because he no longer feels comfortable with himself. He knows he set the wrong goals back then. He knows he made wrong decisions. He knows he was stubborn, he was sulky, he was obstinate, and now he's completely moving away from that. Because it takes a lot of effort for him if he now says, hey, I'm going to do exactly what I always used to do. I go party, I go here, I go there, I want to do it all alone. It now takes him a lot of effort and really drains his energy. It saps his strength because it's something he no longer truly wants. And yes, to the question of whether you are still a topic for your loved one. Yes, you are. Absolutely. As I said, he has begun the journey to follow his heart, and he is following his heart because he is already there. As I said, the path is already set, and no one can dissuade him from that anymore. No matter what happens, I have such a positive reading here that I can say, he's not going to take a huge detour or anything like that. I would say, okay, maybe a small obstacle that sneaks into his navigation or something like that, where he might have to take a slight detour. But he doesn't stop. He just takes a small detour to bypass the construction site. So as I said, there's still movement. He doesn't stop. Nothing is being stopped here anymore. So let's take a look then at the tendency. The tendency, we have the 5 of coins. Yes, from the uncertainty, he really has a fear of loss. He's entering this area now. That means coming in, it's actually already there. In the area of fear of loss, what are you doing? What I told you earlier, this jealousy issue. Is there someone else? Who are you in contact with? And now he really comes into this missing, into the longing, into this, he misses. You
He acts uncertain, has the fear of losing you. Whether you still love him at all, whether you still want him at all. And there we really have the worries. The worries lie in this area. But from this dry spell he's stuck in right now, he keeps grasping at hope that he will make an attempt, whether you still want, because as I said, you occupy his thoughts. And there's still this, he knows something. There's a secret concerning you. As I said, there's something he can no longer really grasp. Maybe you are also in contact. And the connection might still be there, but there's a change from you that he can no longer grasp, which unsettles him. What he might have ignored all along, he realizes now. He's coming to realize it now. Hey, wait a minute, there's something there. You might have thought all along, yeah. Does he even notice that I've reacted differently now? Or something like that. For a while, he didn't, yeah. But from this withdrawal, from not noticing, he's now the one who gets it. Because now he notices, phew, something's not right. It could also be that he retrieves some messages from you and says, yeah, wait a minute, now I'm just realizing it. It clicks. I have this spontaneous clicking moment with him that there, I write to you completely differently. And then it comes again, there's someone else, I know it. Or you're probably being hit on all the time. I have something like that lying around with him all the time. He has a fear of loss because he doesn't really trust himself either. And he completely trusted love. He has never really let himself go in love. So what else do we have? King of Swords. King of Swords. Already shows that he's starting to think and that he now is becoming active and wants to shed this recklessness in her chaotic, unpredictable life, and maybe also this arrogance as he has been towards himself. He's now coming into this thinking, into this clear thinking, and says, okay, I'm taking the lead here now. I want this woman. And the heart has taken the lead. Now let's see what else we can perhaps get in there. Great. It definitely fits together perfectly. We have the Three of Wands. He is now coming into confidence. And we have a perfect clarification here in the overall picture. Three of Wands, the self-assurance which he always liked a bit concerning love and relationships, because he was uncertain there. And now he is coming into confidence and wants to go on the path. He is truly on the way to the exploration tour, indeed completely to allow love, to allow ease, because he feels he can have ease with you. And a person dear to the heart is going completely into it. And even if he is still a bit reserved, he is becoming more and more secure, especially because he is forward thinking about a relationship with you. That's exactly it. And there the circle closes completely. And he knows we have a relationship here. We have a relationship here again. And there. Concerning the feelings, we are now inside this segment. It proves with you he can have a happy relationship. Connection he wants, a relationship. A healthy base is actually there. He can't quite grasp it anymore, but he is curious and wants to grasp the whole thing again now. He is becoming active because he now realizes how nice it actually is. When the man goes home to the woman, he says, watch out. My wife partner is now at home. And now we are cooking together, or whatever it is. And he notices this now and tells himself, phew, I want that too now. Have again, but with you, dear ones, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching. And I wish you a wonderfully beautiful rest of the day and lots of love. A big hug goes out to you. Goodbye.